If you're considering a move to Rapid City, let me tell you 7 reasons why you should. Hey everybody, I'm Tristan with Mindful Living Realty, a realtor right here in Rapid City, South Dakota, the gateway to the Black Hills. Back in 2020, I did a video, 7 reasons why you should move to Rapid City. That kind of started this whole YouTube adventure off, so I thought it was high time that I made an update 6 years later. In fact, it's almost exactly 6 years because that first video that I posted was April 17th, 2020. Let me stop for just a moment to say thank you. Thank you so much for all of you who have watched so many of my videos. You've been there for me and for my family, and I appreciate all the businesses that you sent my way. I can't begin to describe to you how this YouTube journey has changed my life, my business, and the life of my family. And while I still can't imagine people watching hours and hours of my face on their big screen TVs in the living room, thank you so much for doing that for all of us. Secondly, I'd like to give a little bit of encouragement to you, and no matter where you are in your life. Sometimes you are embarking on a new journey. You're starting to do a new thing. And the day by day seems hard. It seems small. But yet, you got to consider the fact that where am I going to be in 1 year? Where am I going to be if I keep doing this in 5 years? The difference between where I am now, both personally and business-wise, and 6 years ago when I first started this YouTube channel thinking, hey, maybe this will actually work because so-and-so said it's going to work. That difference is exponential. All because I kept doing the work week after week, putting a new video up, even though in the beginning, I got nothing until finally I did. So keep doing that hard thing, keep stacking those days, and you'll see results in the future. All right, let's kick this thing off by reason number 1, and that is affordable cost of living. Back in 2020, the cost of living was a lot different. And, things were a lot more affordable. That pandemic brought 30% increase in house prices. And while we haven't seen those huge price increases continue over the past few years, we have seen our pretty normal, historical, single-digit % increases in home prices year over year. However, those medium home prices are still below the national average. You're not competing with those insane markets like Denver, Austin, or Phoenix. However, it all depends a lot on where you're coming from or where you're comparing it to. I've had a couple of people move up here from Oklahoma, and they were just dismayed over the lack of home that they could get for the same amount of money that they could buy a home in Oklahoma. Same thing in Texas. Some of the more rural areas in Texas, you can get quite a huge home for the same price you can buy a pretty small home up here in Rapid City. But if you're coming from a metropolis area or somewhere along the coast, you'll find that the cost of living in Rapid City is considerably cheaper. South Dakota still has no state income tax. They also don't tax your inheritance, your pensions, or those type of things, giving you so much more to live on in your day-to-day life. In fact, I had one buyer that moved here from California that wanted to move here before they finished selling the business in California because it would literally save them hundreds of thousands of dollars in taxes on that sale. Now, this list may not include things like property taxes and home and car insurance, but many other important pieces such as utilities and things like car registration are definitely going to be cheaper here in the state of South Dakota. Keep your eye out for the 2026 cost of living in a Rapid City video coming out soon. Number 2, a booming job market. In 2020, I talked about the number of jobs that are here and coming into the area. Fast forward 6 years, and that has actually accelerated. We've seen so much growth in our area, businesses moving in, new places coming in, and the healthcare has just exploded. Monument Health has been putting up buildings all over the place. We've got a new hospital called Acceptable Healthcare in the works. And by 2030, we're expecting to see Sanford Health have their new hospital and health station here in Rapid City. In addition to this, because of all the construction, if you are in somewhat of a related field to construction, finding a job or employment is no problem whatsoever. And our tourism has only expanded in the past few years, giving retail, hospitality, and all of those sectors a boost in the past few years as well. Plus, if you're a remote worker, Rapid City has all the things you need to do your job and do it well. There's 2 broadband internet choices with speeds up to 2 gigs or more and more co-working spaces, and a growing community of remote workers who have chosen Rapid City as their home. Number 3, outdoor recreation. One of the main reasons people love living here is our Black Hills backyard. There are so many things to do in the Black Hills where you can be walking on a trail all by yourself within an hour's drive. Plus, there are the big ones like Mount Rushmore, Badlands National Park, Spearfish Canyon, Custer State Park, Needles Highway. So many great places to enjoy in the Black Hills, and it's not a traffic nightmare getting out of town just to go see stuff. Whether you're into hiking, biking, rock climbing, fishing, or any other water sport, kayaking, paddleboarding, you'll find an easy spot to do it somewhere in the Black Hills. And then during the wintertime, there's a whole different landscape going on with a whole bunch of things to do. Skiing up at Terry Peak, snowmobiling, ice skating, ice climbing if you want to do that, ice fishing, so many things to do in the Black Hills. Plus, all the towns have their own events during the wintertime and events during the summertime, and you find so much community and love for the Black Hills no matter where you go. We've seen record tourist numbers over the past few years, probably partially in part to all the Instagramming going on. And while as locals we can definitely feel that influx of people coming during the prime times during the year, as locals we know that there are places you can go in the Black Hills that fewer tourists are. And we've got the late spring and early fall to visit the more popular places that we know and love. Number 4, small city filled with growing amenities. Did you hear? We're finally getting a Chick-fil-A. Not just one, but 2 coming in 2027. Rapid City has definitely grown since 2020. We've gained about 12,000 people in the past 5 years, and city leaders are expecting another 5,000 to 8,000 people more by 2030, but we're still right around the 85,000 mark as far as our population is concerned. In comparison to many of the big cities in the nation, that's just a drop in the bucket. We really do have a small town feel with all the amenities you need to live, work, and play. Now, this doesn't mean we have everything you're looking for. We don't have a Costco. We probably never could get a Trader Joe's, but we do have a Sam's Club. We have a Target. We've got a couple Walmarts, Lowe's, Menards, but no Home Depot. We've really seen downtown Rapid City grow with new breweries, new coffee shops, new fun places to hang out and enjoy some live music, and a lot of other things. With the addition of the Summit Arena in the past few years, we've seen more and more bigger acts come to Rapid City. There are community plays and concerts and art events and so many great things happening downtown Rapid City and around that finding something to go do and see is really just a matter of knowing where to look. And because we are a smaller community, we're a little more tight-knit. Many people know a lot of people in town. Most people know, 5 or 6 realtors. And contractors can't come to your house and do a crappy job because they're not going to get business later on really quickly. You're not going to have the downtown Denver nightlife, nor are you going to have Broadway plays in New York City. But you'll have that small town, big city atmosphere where people actually care about what's happening around them. And that's a segue into number 5, family-friendly environment. The current mayor of Rapid City has said over and over again, his job is to make sure Rapid City is the best place in the world for families to live, work, and play. And while things definitely aren't perfect, Rapid City is doing what they can to make life better for everybody involved. Our crime numbers have gone down over the past few years, and the homeless population has gone down. The Rapid City School District continues to make improvements to its aging buildings, trying to keep a better atmosphere for our students. In addition to the Rapid City School District, homeschooling has been on the rise in Rapid City. With this growth of homeschooling families, there have been more and more groups that have come together, making field trips so much easier, and the school district also is doing better at working with the homeschool students with some of the fine arts programs and even some of the classes. Fortunately for us, South Dakota has very few requirements for what it takes to homeschool your child. With that agricultural basis in our state, kids grow up outside, working outside, doing chores, even spending time camping, hiking, and fishing. In Rapid City, your kids can take their bikes and ride down the street with their friends. They can go shopping at the mall and stop at Starbucks. We have so many sports programs for the youth, both during school and outside of school. And for your fine art students, there are so many great opportunities for them either in school or out of school, including bands and choirs and theater. So many things for your kids to be involved in and enjoy being part of the community. Number 6, life is just slower here. I've heard so many people move here from bigger cities, and the first thing they say when they get here is, there's no traffic. They feel like when they're here, they can just relax a little bit because they can get from one side of town to the other in under 20 minutes. In addition to less traffic, there's also fewer lines at the stores, with the exception, of course, Rushmore Crossing on any Saturday in December before Christmas. The culture in Rapid City is just a little more laid back, a little more at ease, a little more casual. You probably won't see very many guys wandering around the streets in tuxes. At concerts, you'll see everybody dressed to the nines to wearing their clean jeans and boots. And nobody's going to really care about this. Everybody's just minding their own business, doing what they want to do, and helping out their neighbor along the way. Plus, as I've mentioned before, there's a whole lot of nature around here. In Rapid City, there are 2 parks where you can be hiking or biking on a trail. You haven't even left the city of Rapid City, and you feel like you're out. Sure, you can see views of the city, but there are Black Hills trees all around you, and you can relax and slow down. With Rapid Creek flowing through town, you can find spots still in town to sit and just listen to the babbling of the river. and let your body relax. The wait to the DMV is shorter.
Nice to see you too.
Your commute times are less, and we see sun 265 days of the year to make things a little bit cheerier. And finally, we get to reason number 7, and that is quite simply the people. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you know that I've interviewed a number of my clients that have moved here from out of town to make sure that you get a real perspective of someone that's actually done the thing, and not just me trying to sell you on the area because, hey, I'm a realtor and I'm trying to sell a house, right? And over, what I've heard, people are nice here. This isn't one that you can really quantify with numbers or stats, but it's the reason people come and another reason why people stay. The Midwestern hospitality and culture here is genuine. People are hardworking, friendly, and actually love living here. There's a deep appreciation for the Western heritage, Native American culture, and the natural landscape. Plus, with the proximity to the Ellsworth Air Force Base, you'll find a real sense of Americana here. You'll find that down-to-earth American spirit, especially during July 4th, with red, white, and blue flying all over the place, lots of firework displays, and a general love and appreciation for our country, military, and the life we have here in America. You can be walking down the bike path in Rapid City and actually say hi to the person you pass. You start up a conversation with a random stranger in the grocery store, and they are actually interested in hearing what you have to say. And if you're lucky like me, you'll actually have a doctor that actually listens to you, and you have a real conversation about how life is going in general, because that's just the way we roll. Of course, like any town, we do have our issues, our disagreements, and our contentions. But in a world that feels increasingly divided, Rapid City has a refreshing realness to it. People actually look out for each other. And in 2026, that's starting to mean even more. So there you have it, the 7 updated reasons you should move to Rapid City in 2026. Whether you moved here after watching some of my 2020 videos or are just now finding my channel, I will love to hear from you. Tell me in the comments below what brought you here or what's holding you back. Thanks so much for watching. Have an amazing day. Remember, love where you live.